Hey friends, how are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing so well, and I'm very excited to be back today with one of my very favorite videos to film, and that is my What Sold Last Month video. So this is the What Sold in June 2021 What Sold video. So I'm gonna take you guys through everything that I sold on Poshmark, eBay, Mercari, all of the above, Facebook Marketplace, anything I sold in June 2021, we're gonna talk about. I'm gonna run you through how much I sold, what were my total sales, what were my total profits, my net profit, my gross profit, and Otis is gonna join us on the couch because it is a couch video today, and I am super excited to share with you guys what I sold last month, to give you guys an actual rundown, how much I actually spent, how much things actually cost me, how much I actually made from the sales, because sometimes sales look really good, but you don't actually make that much from them after all is said and done. So I'm gonna take you through what I made. This is my last month, hopefully as a part-time reseller. Looking at those numbers, I didn't put a lot of effort into last month, and so my numbers kind of reflect that. It was not my best month ever, but I'm still super happy with how much we're making, especially now that as I am transitioning to full-time selling on Poshmark, thrifting, reselling. I'm excited to see how those numbers continue to improve. We're gonna look at June, we're gonna dive into those numbers, and Otis is gonna join us because he is the fluffiest boy in town. So let's jump in. So as always, if I'm referring to my phone a lot, it's because I have all of my breakdown on here for you guys. So let's start off with telling you guys how much we made in sales. So in sales in total from Poshmark, we sold $1,607 worth of items. So that's $1,600 that we sold. Those are our sale prices. This month could have been better if I would have tried a little harder, but this was a very stressful and busy month for us. Personally, we had a lot of birthdays. It was my birthday this month, and we came back home from being across the country for a month, so it was just, it was quite the time. On Mercari, we sold $55 worth of items, and on eBay, we sold $179 worth of items. So in total, our total sales were $1,976. So that is honestly pretty much on track with how much we have been selling the past couple months. I think the last 2 months we've been having about $2,000 in sales. So $1,976, that's really close. That's 20 bucks away basically from our normal for the last 2 months at least. So I am not mad about that at all. I am happy to be selling around $2,000 in sales because I have very low cost of goods. I don't like to spend a lot for the things that I sell. I don't do a lot of retail arbitrage or anything where I'm buying things new. So I am primarily getting most of my items that I resell from the Goodwill outlet or the Goodwill bins, where you pay per pound, not per item, so you can get a lot more bang for your buck. So in total, we had that $1,976 in sales, and then the profit that we took away from the $1,900 number was $1,487.20. So we lost about almost right around $500 in there just for the cuts from Poshmark, from eBay, from Mercari, but that's pretty normal. Honestly, $1,400, I think the last 2 months we've been making about $1,600. So our profit was down a bit this month, but I mean, that's a little bit to be expected. When we're talking about selling almost $2,000 worth of items, I think everybody's gonna be wondering, how much did you have to spend in order to make that kind of money? Now, this is a good month. I spent $146 to make almost $2,000 in sales. So that is kind of crazy when you look at it. You can turn less than $200 into a 10x profit. So when you look at that, $146, and our gross profit is literally almost exactly 10 times that, $1,487. So taking only $146 and 10xing it in 1 month is great. That's a great return on my money. But it does involve a lot of work, and it also has gotten easier the longer I've been reselling. This is what I've been reselling for less than a year, and I've already learned so much and have done so much better as time has gone on, just learning brands and learning what I like to resell and what resells best for me. And what resells best for me is not gonna be what resells best for you probably, or what you enjoy reselling. So that's good. We need different people reselling different things in order for us all to succeed. So the most expensive item I bought cost me $20. I bought a couple of different things from Buffalo Exchange that cost me about $20 to buy, and some of those pieces resold this month. So my highest cost of goods would be $20, and my lowest is $1 or free or less than $1. So that is not too bad. In total, we only sold 57 items. We sold 57 items for $2,000. We sold a pretty good amount of items for that much money. Like, our number of items we're selling is going down. And that is because I have not been listing. I maybe have been listing, I don't know, maybe less than 50 items a month. Definitely less than 50 items. Like, I have not had the time to put into Poshmark like I want to be. So the number of items we're selling is going down, but since I'm getting better at picking items, our profits and stuff are not really changing that much. So that just shows you can do better if you pick items and leave things that are not gonna really be a good return on your time or your investment. When you take that $146 I spent to buy items and I sold 57 items, you divide that, it cost me on average $2.56 per item to buy and source them, and then I flipped them for $1,500 in profit. So that's great. So our net profit after what I spent is $1,341.20. So again, super happy with those numbers. And I would say I didn't count up which items came from the bins versus thrift stores this time. I only sold, I think, like 1 or 2 things that were from my personal closet this time around. So I sold more so on average, almost everything came directly from the bins or it came from a thrift store. So the majority definitely came from the bins. I would say more like 80-90% of items, and then that 10% of items came from a thrift store. So not too bad. Now that we've gotten those big overview numbers out of the way, I'm going to go into more specifics. So we're going to talk more specifically about the pieces that actually sold. So I'm going to go through some of my best sales this month. And honestly, I didn't have any terrible sales this month. We always made a profit on the items that we sold, so that's good. But I have quite a few big sales this month, and I guess you would have to have some big sales if only selling 50 items in a month. That's kind of crazy. So we have a couple interesting items that we're going to talk about, things that I sold on my Poshmark, or mostly Poshmark, a couple things from eBay, and things I picked up at garage sales too. So let's jump into our interesting sales. So the first piece that I have here was our biggest selling item of the month, and one of my biggest, probably my top 5 biggest sales of all time. And it was this pair of off-white jeans that I found in a bin. So this was such a great find. I sold these so quickly. I probably could have listed them for more, but I sold these jeans literally the same day that I posted them. Somebody sent me an offer and I took it because it was a great offer. It was a great sale. So I found these in the bins outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, as I was traveling from Maryland back to Indiana for a month. So I thrifted these. I paid, I think it was like $1.19 per pound or something like that. So I probably paid like $1 for these off-white jeans, this designer pair of jeans. They had a little bit of distressing along the hem of the pants, but honestly, it wasn't bad at all. And somebody snatched these up. I listed them at $200 and I sold them definitely within 24 hours for an offer of $178. And since they offered that to me, I didn't have to give them a shipping discount. So I made $142.40 off of this pair of jeans, and honestly, loved it. It was one of my best finds of all time for sure. And I spent $1 to make $142 basically. So not too shabby, and I definitely will keep my eyes peeled for off-white again, although I don't know if I'll ever find it. This next piece that I found, this is kind of crazy. Out of all of our top sales for this month, we have 3 different pairs of Birkenstocks. So I have been finding that I love selling Birkenstocks. Something about them is just fun. They sell pretty well, pretty easily, especially if they're in good condition. So I pick them up all the time. It's one of my favorite things. I picked this pair of Birkenstock clogs up from Uptown Cheapskate in a recent video. I was literally selling to them as I saw them selling this pair of Birkenstocks to the Uptown Cheapskate, and I was so close to just asking the person selling them if I could just buy them from them because I would give them a better deal than what they were gonna get from the Uptown Cheapskate. I didn't do it, and I just bought them after I came back, and I saw them on the shelf. I paid like 20 bucks for these, I think, and I sold them very quickly again, and I sold them for $75. So from that $75, I made $60. And since I spent 20 bucks, I made like 40 bucks, and they were up for less than a week for sure. So definitely, in my mind, definitely worth it. Even though I'm paying up for something, I know, at least for that brand, I know I can sell them well and quickly. So that was worth it for me. Now, this next piece is another cool one that I picked up in Indiana, and it is this Eileen Fisher linen dress. It was a linen blend, all organic materials. I love finding Eileen Fisher. I really like selling her. I think that I listed this maybe at 75 or something, and somebody offered me 70, and that was a great offer. I love it when people offer very reasonable offers. So I spent $3 on this dress. It was half off during Memorial Day, I think was the sale I was at. and I spent $3, sold it for $70, and made $56. So about $50 from that dress. And the saddest thing in the world is there were two of the exact same dress. It's just there was one blue, one white. I picked up the blue one. The white one had some stains on it, but now I kind of wish I would have picked it up anyway because I still think I would have made money on it. But what can you do? You live, you learn. So that was a great sale. Now, this next piece is a quilt that I picked up at our recent Amish garage sale. I paid $10 for this quilt, and technically this is a comforter that was hand quilted. So it was a super nice piece. I paid $10 for it, and I sold it on eBay for $66, and that includes shipping. So $66, still good turnaround. I don't know the ins and outs of eBay yet, so I don't know what my profit is going to be from that, but at least $50, so it's still worth it. But also, I hate selling on eBay. Is that just me? I find that eBay is just like so non-intuitive and literally offers no protection for you as a seller. I am not a fan. I'm really not a fan of eBay. I have only sold a few things on eBay so far, and almost every time I've had an issue of some sort. I don't like eBay, but I sold that on eBay. And then this next quilt I also sold on eBay. This is a Christmas star quilt, and I paid $8 for this quilt, and I sold it for $61, and that includes shipping. So I'm, again, probably like a $50 profit, which is great. And I got this one at another garage sale. So super happy with that piece as well. And it was super pretty, and I'm hopeful that the buyer's gonna love it. Next, we have another pair of Birkenstocks. I warned you there are gonna be a couple pairs of Birkenstocks. So this is a double strap sandal that I found in, I think, the bins in Indy. I definitely filmed finding these. I talked about them in the video. So if you haven't seen that video, you can go and watch it here. But I found these in the bins. I had to ask somebody if they had the shoe. They had it. We dug through a whole like little cart of shoes. It's a whole fun story, but I paid less than $1, probably around $1. I paid $1 for this pair of sandals, these Birkenstocks that were in great condition. They were in the bins, and I sold them for $60, and then after the taxes, the fees, I think I offered them a shipping discount. I made $46.50, so about $45 worth of profit on those, which is great. And then this one is the last pair of Birkenstocks. I promise I'm just going in order of our biggest sales, and they all happen to be Birkenstocks, but this pair is a pair of clogs that I found in a Salvation Army in Indiana for $10. I snatched them right up, and I definitely could have gotten more for these. There was just one thing with these, and that is that somebody had added like a little step on the bottom of the shoe bed. So on the very bottom of the heel, there's like a little step to protect it from wearing, which is great, except it's not gonna work for everybody's foot, and I didn't feel comfortable enough to take it off. So I left it on, I sold it as it was, and so I still made a sale of $60. I paid $10 for them, and then after all the fees and everything, I made $48. So $38 of profit, and those were only up for a week or two. So still really good. Happy I picked those up. And that goes to show you too, sometimes you can pick up things that are flawed or have something a little bit like off about them, and you can still make good money on them. So I have 3 more things I want to talk to you guys about that sold in June, and this one is this Vince abstract dress. It was so pretty. I think it was made out of silk, if I remember right. It is so stinking gorgeous, high quality, and I found it in the bins. So I bought it for like $1 maybe, and then Jeremy sold it on his Poshmark for $57. So he must have offered free shipping, because after all the fees and everything, we only made $38.50 from it. But that's still $38, basically a profit from the bins. I cannot be happier when I sell something that I got in the bins for at least like $25-30. That's great. That is a great investment, and it definitely has a good return. Now, this next piece that I sold is one of those things where I'm a little on the fence on if it was worth it or not. This is something I paid up for, is this pair of black platform Crocs, and I sold these for $50. So I made $40, but I paid $20 for them. So I got these at Buffalo Exchange. I picked up this pair and a pair that had like a rainbow for that big chunky heel. It was like all rainbow colors. And that one sold the month before for a really good amount. And that one I made a lot of money on. This one I sold for less because it was just plain black. But I only made $20 at the end of the day, and they sat around for a little bit longer. So $20 is $20. I made $20 off of them, but I don't know if that was a good pickup or not, just because of the amount of time I put into them. I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? Is it worth it to pick up things from buy, sell, trade locations if you're only gonna make $20 off of it? I feel much less like nervous about picking up things from the bins where I know I could make $20 off of it, because I'm only investing like $1. You know, it's not a very high risk investment. So I don't know, what is your guys' opinion? If you're a reseller, do you like to pick up things from buy, sell, trade locations, or do you just stick to things that are a little bit cheaper, like a thrift store, traditional thrift store, half off days, or the bins? Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Now, this last thing that I picked up and I'm gonna talk to you guys about today is this very interesting vintage music style cardigan. Like, it was so cool. It had so many interesting things about it. I honestly thought we were gonna sell it a long time ago, and it sat for a couple months. I got it in the bins, so I maybe spent a buck or two, probably $2, $3 because it's a little heavier. We finally sold it this month for $45, and after the taxes and fees, we made $36. So again, that's a great sale, but it had to sit for a few months. So I don't know. I loved this piece. I love picking up really unique and fun vintage pieces. So I was happy to sit on it and wait for the perfect buyer to come along. And I'm glad that they did, because that was a really unique piece, really fun, and I'm pretty pumped about it. I love you. So all in all, we sold 57 items, and the majority of them were for, I would say, $15 or above. We had a few sales for like $8, $10 here and there, and those are things that we've had for a longer amount of time, or were just like a pair of shorts or something, you know, or a tank top. So I'm pretty happy with our numbers and with how much we're selling, but I know that going forward into July, I'm going to be able to put in a lot more time, a lot more effort into reselling. Hopefully, I did quit my job this last month, the very end of June, so if you haven't seen that video, that is a good video. It'll be up above, but I think that that is really going to change some things up for us, for our business. Jeremy and I are looking into buying a house, and that will definitely help with our business because we're living in an apartment right now and we are out of room. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram down below. As I transition into being a full-time reseller, I'm going to be posting more on Instagram. I also will be keeping up and posting 3 times a week here on YouTube, but I'm super excited. I'm going to be working some minimal hours for my old job throughout the month of July, but after July 31st, I will be officially done. So I'm excited to be doing this, to be transitioning, to be building my life here with Jeremy, to be going into full-time reselling, and I'm really thankful for it. So I'm glad that you guys were here with me today. If you guys are a reseller, make sure you let me know down below how your month of June was. I would be super interested to know if you guys are doing well, if you guys are reselling well. I don't care if you guys are doing great. I will be so happy for you. I know that this is a hard business, and we need more people supporting each other and not being jealous of each other. So if your numbers are lower than mine, do not worry, girl. You can get there too. If your numbers are higher, then I am so happy for you. Make sure while you're here to hit that subscribe button. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. For some reason, these videos just don't attract as much interest as my thrift hauls, which I think is crazy because I love watching these videos. So if you like it, then make sure you show your girl some love. I would appreciate it. I hope to see you guys later. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And until the next video, bye.